Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another manga review. And once again, we're going to be taking a look at Fairy Tail from Hiro Mashima with volume 45. And we'll just get this out of the way right now. My girl, Lucy, is on the cover right here, and she takes center stage, quite literally saves all our heroes in this volume, and goddamn, is she beautiful or what? We just gotta get that out of the way because, she's my favorite character. From seeing her in the first chapter to how she's developed now, just absolutely the best character in the series. But anyway, a little bit of recap. So the last volume, I think it was in volume 42 when the whole arc started. Mashima had mentioned that each volume is sort of one part of the Tartaros arc, and he has a specific character in the center of each volume. Like last volume was Wendy, this volume is Lucy, the next volume is Gray and Juvia, and their stories take center stage, and I really like that he did that. From now until I believe volume 49 is the finale of the Tartaros arc. So we'll get to this one. We had some great battles. We had, Azel versus Wendy, and Wendy finally achieved Dragon Force. We had Natsu and Lucy face Franmouth, and then we also saw the beginning of the battle between Mira Jane versus Salah. And then still we have Urza and Kyoka, but that was a few pages, nothing too crazy. But let's get to this. Look at this, man. Look at Aquarius too, but goddamn, Lucy is definitely the best. So, oh yeah, we also saw Zareth in the last volume as well. So, Face was activated, and what happened was, Wendy destroyed Face while also destroying Azel, but the countdown was still going, it was going to go off, and, Carl was able to stop it, but the only way to stop it was to pretty much go along with the ship. As it exploded, Carl would have to sacrifice herself, but Wendy was too weak to move and couldn't leave her best friend there. So she decided to stay, and actually Dorenbolt was there to save the day. Now, Dorenbolt has been in the background for a little while because he was the lone survivor from the Magic Council and was working with Jalal and the Orashion Sace, but he's with Wendy now to join the battle. So now that Face isn't working, our friends still have the magic, and Franmouth is shitting his pants here. He's starting to sweat, and Natsu, we're all fired up. So he's here ready to take him on. So then it cuts back to Urza fighting Kyoka, and Minerva is back, which, she's a demon now. She's been reborn as a demon known as Neo Minerva, and she's here to face off against Urza to get her revenge. And, Franmouth sort of took the upper hand. I sort of skipped over that, but he did master Hades, one of his moves there, the 28 Amaterasu magic pattern, and they weren't able to escape that, so they're lying down pretty battered and bruised. And he's starting to shock them and drain all their energy to steal their souls as well. This will be a fine addition to my collection. I will get your souls. So Natsu is like, we're still right here. Lucy, happy, don't give up. Our souls are inside us. Keep hold of that thought. Your souls are still with you. And as this is going on, Natsu's like, I'm going to see Ignil again. I'm not giving up my friends. And he says, just think of what's most important to you. What's most precious to you. Never surrender. And I love this with Happy. For me, it's Carla and Fish. Carla and Fish. Carla and Fish. Look at him, man. Carla and Fish. The absolute madman. And then poor Lucy. She's not saying it, but she's thinking, my friends, the guild, the spirits. And what happens is Lucy thinking of her spirits because, this asshole consumed two of Lucy's spirits, Taurus and Aries. So Lucy's thinking of her spirits, says, we're going to release them. That's what she does. And just by sheer willpower, Taurus is able to make his way out, same with Aries. And then she says, Natsu, forced closure. And he's like, what? Natsu's a spirit too? And you look at Happy's eyes. I don't know if that's because of the shock or just, getting his soul drained. But he lets go of Natsu thinking that it's a spirit. And Natsu, nice one, Lucy, great job. Ha, take that. He just punches her right in the face. And he picks up this giant fucking rock to smash him. Look at his face. Oh no. Look at his teeth, man. Look at him go. He knocked out one of Franmouth's teeth. Well, quite a few, actually. So they defeated him there, and the two of them can breathe a sigh of relief. Look at Franmouth back to normal. So that's that. And as they defeated him, all the souls, he's probably sucked up thousands, maybe even millions of souls, they're all disappearing. And you see them all evaporating and, looking on. And then this one pops up that says something. It is not over yet. And it's the soul of Hades. Face was not the true goal of Tartaros. Tell Makarov that now is the time to release the light. And he vanishes. Because, Hades obviously was a villain, but way back when we learned that his real name is Precht, and, he was one of the founding members of Mavis, Yuri, Makarov's father, and Warid. So, he was a good guy, and he knows some secrets of Fairy Tail, which he sort of says cryptically here, release the light. So they're like, all right, we got to find the master and tell him about Hades and what the hell he's talking about. So let's see, we'll go find him and we'll split up. So then back over here to Mira's battle against Salah and Sauna and this one, Lemmy, who I thought they knocked her out, but she's still here. She wakes up like, oh no. And, in any villain fashion, they say, oh, if you defeat us, we'll keep regenerating with with Hell's core here. And Mira starts to because I'm getting ahead of myself, but Ezel shows up, right? And he's like, revive me now, I'm going to kill that brat and that cat. And Mira's like, oh, yeah, they reveal their plan right here. So, Mira starts destroying all these pods so they can't regenerate. Great thought, right? So we gotta love villains, how they always reveal their plan and then the heroes can take advantage. So she destroys all those pods, so there's no more regeneration, and Salah and Lemmy are pissed, and then this guy just showed up there too. What's going on? How much? And Lemmy, what is this face, man? She has the cute innocent face with her little squinty eyes, and then it's like, oh, she almost looks like a dude there. Like Ichiya, kinda. What the hell? So Salah, the sexy demon, has to undergo her transformation as well to reveal even more of her chest. And now she goes, she did have horns, but her horns appear to have gotten bigger. And then Mira also does a transformation, and the two of them are battling. And it's just all sorts of crazy shit. So then we get the reveal of, the master of Tartar. They said the master is END, but the real master is this guy right here. And he's mentioning that, the demons of the Book of Zerif are known as Aetherius. And reveals that this is the underworld king, Mardgeir Tartaros. So, the battles continue. Mira's getting her ass kicked here. And not looking good. And it does a little flashback of Mira. With the power of friendship, she has to flash back to her fondest memories. And when she first started using magic with Satan's soul, she actually defended a village by consuming the soul of this demon, and it fucked up her arm here. And we see young Mira and young Lasana, young Elfman, and the villagers are like, no, kill her. But they end up at Fairy Tail where everyone welcomes them, and we see all the kids like with Urza and Kana, Gray, and Natsu. But Mira Jane's like, oh, this curse will never disappear, so I'm just going to run away. Lasana and Elfman are happy, and I'll leave. And then they show, because you have that weird arm, we're going to do transformation magic as well. So Lasana transforms into a cat, and Elfman, Beast Soul Bear. He can't really do it all the way. He just has one arm. So it's like, see, we're learning. So that's when Mira accepts her new family, and she's like, this is what I must do for my friends and my family. I'll do whatever it takes. And what happens is she tries to consume the soul of Salah, but it doesn't really work quite yet. So what she does is she's able to use one of Salah's, magical attacks, which was the ability to control. Remember, she controlled Elfman to blow up Fairy Tail, and Mira Jane's able to control Elfman now, and sends him flying through the roof to smash her. And he's here, I'm here to protect my sisters. So that's how they won that battle. And then Kyoka goes in front of Mardgeir and says, well, shit, everyone's dying. Azel lost, Franmouth lost, Salah lost, even Hell's Core has been destroyed. We can't bring END back quite yet. We must eliminate all these people. You failure. And then he starts yelling at Kyoka because she was toying with Urza. It's like, we're demons. We're not to toy with anyone. We will just kill. So you'll receive your punishment. And actually, he mentions here, the book that he has here, this is the book of END. And these are all demons of the Book of Zerif. These people were not people. These demons were once books, but then they were manifested to be like physical demons. So he has the book of END, and the only way to truly revive it, according to him, is to eliminate all magic. So he starts torturing Kyoka before he sends her back out there. And, it cuts to Lucy looking like that because her shirt was badly damaged in her battle with Franmouth. So they start communicating with Warren because he has the telepathy magic. And you got this cute shot of Lucy like, yeah, we foiled the enemy's plan. We stopped Face. And then they start talking to Makarov, saying what Hades said about releasing the light and thinking about that, the Lumen Histoire, which we heard about the Lumen Histoire. Remember, Ivan from Raventail was looking to get his hands on it. And also, Makarov showed it to Guildarts. So it's also going on because this guy has telepathy magic. Mard Gear, because he's so OP, he's the strongest of all the demons. He hacks into the telepathy and starts telling all of the members of Fairy Tail, I am the Underworld King, Mard Gear. However, you needn't bother to learn my name. None of you vermin will exist. Allegria! And with the flick of his hand here, you see the cube they're floating on. It starts growing, and what happens is all the walls start grabbing the people, consuming them with the Allegria curse. Right? And Mard Gear, they will all be sacrificed, engulfed in the darkness, despair and hope. The cube itself is one massive dungeon, contained within the beast known as Pluto's Grim. And their fucking floating fortress is a demon itself, the Pluto's Grim. Look at this fucking thing with the teeth. Holy crap, dude. So then, Silver is like, what is going on? He's using this magic. And as all this is going on, Mard Gear says, you see all their faces, they're all trapped in the walls, unable to move or anything. There's Natsu, there's Gray, there's some of the others. There's Elfman, Mirjane, and Lasana. And then Mard Gear says, one was allowed to escape. Allegria's clutches? Like questioning, like how was one allowed to escape? And then you see, ow! What was that? What happened? And our girl Lucy was the lone survivor with his attack. Holy shit, dude. And, she's got incredible luck. How will she survive my demons of the underworld? So, Lucy has to figure out how to, save all her friends near as this beast is attacking all the townspeople. Just look at it, destroying everything. Not Cardiac Cathedral. That's like a meme. This thing's been destroyed in like every single arc. Oh my god. So, Mard Gear says, to the remaining demons, kill this one. And if it's one of the jobbers, you'll be promoted to a demon gate. So the jobber soldiers, oh, I'm going to be a demon gate. Hell yeah. So they're chasing after Lucy. And, she's like I said, she's improved quite a bit. So she's got her whip, and she summons Sagittarius to get up top there and start firing his bow and arrows. And then all of a sudden we see Lemmy. And he's firing his arrows at her, but can't hit her. So she summons Virgo, who's in her sexy bikini. But what happens is Turafazar shows up, and then at the same time, Lucy, get them confused, Lucy summons Loki, and he's able to block Turafazar's blade with his power of Regulus, but even still, he's bleeding because of that, and they're here to fight. So, Lucy has two spirits, which is putting a drain on her magic energy. We have Virgo battling Lemmy, and Loki battling Turafazar, when all of a sudden Jackal shows up trying to get revenge. Remember, he lost to Natsu early on, so he's here ready to kill Lucy. He's like, oh, I remember you. Where's that fireball and the blue cat? I want my revenge on them, but, if it's just you, I'll kill you. So, even still, with his power, if you touch him, you get attacked. It ricochets back at you, so Lucy whips him, and the fire goes scorching back to her, and, not looking good for Lucy. So what happens is, just taking all this beating, Virgo and Loki, they're strong, but they're not strong enough. So Lucy decides to summon one more spirit in this epic pose right here. I have to rescue my friends. It's up to me. Aquarius. And she summons Aquarius here in the water. And, Aquarius says, you stupid. How can you be so stupid? You're wasting all your magic energy doing this. Oh, there we go. But Aquarius is here to protect Lucy with her water, and water would typically beat fire, but only is able to keep Jackal at bay until Turafazar, he's able to move in water quite quickly. He gets in there, and stabs Aquarius right in the shoulder, blood gushing everywhere. And now Jackal sneaks up behind Loki and Virgo. And it's not looking good. Lucy's out of magic power. All her spirits are taken down. We have Terafazar, Jackal, and Lemmy ready to end her once and for all. And they're just like, ha ha ha, she's so pathetic. Look at her. She was like shot in her. It looks like her knee is bleeding all over. Oh no. So we have this scene too where Lemmy grabs Lucy, holding her like that. Like, they're too big. Blow them right off her chest. And look at Jackal's face. Ha ha ha. And what he does, instead of blowing Lucy up, he blows up Lemmy. What the fuck, man? And then Lucy's looking at this because, you know, her whole thing, she cares and loves her friends so much. She's like, why would you kill her? She was on your side. If I do that to my friends, what am I going to do to you? And he's ready to deliver the finishing blow. And all of a sudden, the water shows up again with Aquarius protecting Lucy. And she says, you know, I can't defeat him, Lucy. I can only hold them off. But there's one person that can. You must summon the Celestial King. And Lucy says, well, how can I summon him? He doesn't have a key. And Aquarius says, the only way you can summon the Celestial King is to sacrifice one of our keys. And Aquarius says, you must destroy my key. And Lucy's like, I can't do that. You're my friend, Aquarius. I can't sacrifice you. And Aquarius, this is the only way. You have to do this. And Lucy just like, no, I can't get out my friend. Just crying. And then they recall, flashbacks of when Lucy was younger and how Aquarius served Lucy's mother, Layla, and always thought of Lucy as a brat. Anytime we saw Aquarius, she was always kind of making fun of Lucy, like, you brat, I'm just here to serve you because of your mother, and, you're good for nothing. But Aquarius says, Natsu's not coming to save you. No one's going to save you. You have to save them for once. And if you have to sacrifice me, so be it. Am I worth it, or is all your friends worth it? One or the other. And Lucy, I can't choose. I love you. So Lucy does it in this sad scene, but also beautiful scene where she's holding back tears as best she can, holding Aquarius's key. And as this is going on, Aquarius is also thinking, like, I despise her, but you've always treated me well. Thank you, Lucy. Open! Gate of the Celestial King! And Aquarius is crying now too as Lucy's just falling. And the key vanishes, it breaks. And this ray of light comes down with, you see these eyes. And there he is, the Celestial King. Look at this fucker. And he goes right through the Pluto's Grim, destroying it. Look at him with one attack. Holy crap, man. And all the demons are like, what the hell is going on now? I thought one person was alive. How did they destroy the Pluto's Grim? And Lucy just crying like, no. And the Celestial King, actually not even by Lucy's side. He's going straight for Margear. And Margear, the Celestial King, the Underworld King. Bum, bum, bum. Let's keep going. So all the other demons are like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, you're still holding that stupid tome of yours? This is the soul of END. I will end you. Look at this scene right here. We hereby revoke your right to exist. Holy fuck, man. Oh my god, look at him go. And he starts battling, but, Margear's pretty strong himself. And you see with his attacks, too, he's holding this stupid fucking book in his hand, and he's just using one arm to cast his spells or whatever. Doing quite well, and he summons, like, these thorns. You saw that when he was torturing Kyoka. But he uses Meteor Blade, like slashing. He's going to destroy, like, innocent people doing all this. But he creates this giant fissure. And then Jackal, he's still there, because the Celestial King's elsewhere. He didn't really lay a hand on Jackal quite yet. He's like, what have you done? What'd you do? And Lucy's just holding the key, just crying. Look at her. Poor girl. You little witch. And all of a sudden, this water surrounds Lucy. And she's like, what is all this? A water barrier? And she's getting the surge of magic. And the Celestial King says, now rise. And look at Lucy's transformation right here. She has Aquarius's insignia there. Is there a shot? Well, you can't really see it there. But Aquarius has this marking on her chest. And Lucy has it as well. Look at this, man. Look at her go. And the Celestial King speaking to her, may the stars guide you. And, what happens is she's been granted the power of Aquarius with the Celestial King being here and Aquarius having sacrificed herself. And this guy starts blasting away, but it's not working because of the water barrier. and she starts enchanting that spell, you know, where it's like, all 88 stellar regions of the heavens shine. Urano Matria. Boom, look at that, dude. First of all, look at the boob shot, but then just blasting Jackal. Holy crap, man. Saving the day. And Jackal has been defeated. And they're like, well, Jackal's power is gone. Also, I kind of skipped over that, but Tarafazar, after Lemmy got killed, he's like, oh, I'm sick of this toying. I'm leaving. So he left. If he was still there, maybe it would have been more difficult for Lucy, but whatever, he left. And Celestial King's still fighting Mardgear. And Mardgear says, Lucy's power is running out, so once her power is out, you're going to have to disappear. And before that, he does the same thing. Shine, all 88 celestial regions, the phantasms of starlight, Galaxia Blade. Look at this, holy shit. And what happens, he's laughing, and doing that attack, he lifts the Allegria curse. So all our heroes are free. And Mardgear is completely shocked. Like, what are you doing? And just before he disappears, he casts one last spell on Mardgear, turning him to stone. And now Lucy's just lying down. She used all her power here. That's why Celestial King had to disappear. But she did defeat Jackal. So Jackal's dead. But then Tarafazar shows up again. And just as he's ready to attack Lucy, Gaziel shows up to block it. And then Keys shows up, and Juvia shows up to protect Gaziel. But then Silver shows up to freeze her water, and Gray shows up with his ice. And look at the shot here, because we know the connection between these two. Holy crap, man. But then Tempester shows up to use fire, and our boy Natsu gobbles it all up. And what does he say right here? Don't know what you did, but you saved us, Lucy. I think you did. Look at that. A bunch of real strong jerks all in a row. So there's 4 of our heroes. Really 5 if you count Lucy, but she's kind of down and out right now. And 4 demon gates ready to show down. I'm all fired up. To be continued. So, dude, this just gets better and better. Absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I can't wait to share more of it. Again, my girl Lucy steals the show. She is my favorite character. I don't know, some people like Natsu, some people like Urza. There's a lot of different characters to like in this series. But in my opinion, from the first chapter, we meet her in the first chapter, to where she is now, she's really grown the most as a character, in my opinion. Because Natsu's always there. He sort of just always overcomes. But this girl, she had to make the ultimate sacrifice with Aquarius out of the picture now, although she appears to have gained her powers now to use at will, once she recovers, of course. But so good seeing the Celestial Spirit King again. And it was just beautiful, man. Let me get that shot again of Lucy, in her transformation first and foremost, because goddamn, I mean, look at her, dude. And then she does the Urana Matria, the ultimate attack that she's used a few times now. Remember, she used it for the first time against the Orashion Seis to defeat Angel or Sorano, as we know now. And then she was going to defeat Flare, but then Raventail fucked that up. But she did great. Absolutely fantastic volume. I love this series, and can't wait to share with you the next volume. So stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and especially the fairy tale reviews. So have a great day, guys.